Now, I know that some people love to joke about how everything in Australia wants to kill you, but there's something that Australia is surprisingly brilliant at: saving you a lot of money. And since moving here, I keep stumbling into things that cost you absolutely nothing. And every time it happens, my British brain does a little dance like this. So grab your reusable coffee cup, because I'm about to take you through the 7 things that won't cost you a cent in Australia, but absolutely would drain your bank account in the UK. Let's get into it. Hey mate, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Sam, a British actor documenting my journey of rebuilding life in Australia. Now remember, this is a very big country and each state varies from the next. Anyway, number 1, free optometrist appointments. This blew my mind because growing up in the UK, as a kid, you know, the naivety of youth, I thought that all eye appointments were free. It's like going to the doctors, and then thought, oh, I should probably be a bit more mature and get my eyes checked. And I paid something like £35 at Specsavers. And I thought, as a broke uni student trying to get my acting degree, I was like, oh, this is brutal. Now in the UK, you can get free optometrist appointments if you fit a certain criteria. But if you're like me, you cannot. You have to pay for it. Then came to Australia, right? Expecting to pay. Got a swanky pair. Let me show you. Let me show you my shades. Got these. Drop a comment, you look so cool, Sam, so I know you've watched this far into the video, even if you disagree. I got to the end of it, got my card out, and they said, no, thank you. And I said, sorry. And they said, we love you. Nah, they did that. That'd be a bit weird. And so I'm really grateful that being in this country, I don't have to stress about paying for an optometrist appointment. Obviously, you have to, you know, pay for your glasses. That's only fair, of course, but it's so nice having a professional optometrist go, wow, you've got messed up eyes, mate. For free. And a quick reminder, if this video gets over 25,000 likes, I will go play a full game of NRL, which, if you've never seen NRL, basically means I'm signing up to get flattened by human tanks. So make sure to hit that like button. Number 2 is free Telstra public phone calls. Or phones. In the UK, you walk into those phone boxes, and by the way, they're often not those cute, quintessentially British red telephone boxes that you would see in a film. Those are sadly dying out. They usually look, you know, just like a bit of a glass box. You go in, the smell of wee hits you. It slaps you around the face. There's, you know, graffiti in it, and you pick it up and it doesn't work because you've got to put money into it. And it's getting harder and harder to find these in the UK now. But in Australia, a lot of the phone booths here are completely free. They're Telstra, and you can pick up the phone and you can make a call, which I actually do see the benefit of, because sometimes you might have lost your phone, you might find yourself in the middle of a city, and being able to call, you know, like the emergency services, being able to call a taxi home, being able to call one of your loved ones if you can remember their phone number and get a lift home. That goes a long way. And when my wife, who's Australian, told me about this, I genuinely couldn't believe it, because I just couldn't see the UK ever doing something like that. I'm very proud to be British, but we don't half like to make a few quid in the UK. You feel really at home here because you feel like you're actually being looked out for. And I know some people don't have the same beliefs, but trust me, go try a different country for a while. You know, maybe go try the UK for a while and you realise that it's actually a bit bloody brilliant here. Now, while there are lots of free things in Australia, like the Telstra public phone calls, I have to admit, this country can sometimes be a little bit pricey in other areas. For example, public transport in Brisbane only costs 50 cents per trip. Absolutely amazing. But flights are another story. And that's where Surfshark comes in really handy. If you're in Australia like me, you can often find cheaper flights by using Surfshark to access the American Skyscanner site. It uses something called a VPN, which basically hides your online activity, can save you money online with shopping or booking travel, and you can even use it to stream content from, you know, other countries. It's also brilliant for all the public Wi-Fi spots around here, like at a pub or a cafe or an airport, because Surfshark encrypts your data, keeping you protected. Plus, you can use unlimited devices on one account, which is a huge win. And before I forget, they've got this feature called Alternative ID that creates a fake email and identity so you can sign up for things without getting spammed. So if you want to stay online, save a bit of cash, or travel smart, hit the first link in the description or use code SAMFORD for 4 extra months free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Number 3, no airport drop-off fee. Now, if you're Australian, you probably think, wait, no one has to pay for airport drop-off, do they? But in the UK, at Heathrow Airport, they charge you, I think it's £6 now, just to stop your car. It used to be a fiver, right? It went up because my wife and I, we flew back to Brisbane, and when we saw the price had gone up, I was like, Maddie, this is great B-roll. Whereas, I must admit, I have only been to Brisbane and Melbourne airports in Australia. I'm ticking them off my list. I have never been charged if I'm dropping off family and friends there. And it's funny, Aussie airports, they almost are encouraging you to use them by not charging you this. But when you see £6 for airport drop-off in the UK, you're kind of like, maybe I'll just get the ship to Australia. Number 4, free walking tours. Now, I've seen quite a few different Australian websites that offer free walking tours. This isn't something I've really seen in the UK before. I think people would normally want to charge you for this, which is brilliant because let's face it, Australia is an incredible country, but things like flights and accommodation to Australia, they're pretty pricey. So you might want to do some cheaper, lower budget activities on some of the days that you're here to have a few opportunities where you get to have, a proper guide, walk you around a city, get the steps in, get some fitness in, and see the beautiful sights of that place. That's an amazing thing. Some of these can be council-led, others are community-funded, and it makes you feel like the Australian community in this beautiful country, it feels more like they want to share something with you and to share this experience with you than to make a quick penny off of you. Number 5, free council-led exercise classes. Exercise classes are a bit of a luxury in the UK. Like, you only go to an exercise class if you're doing pretty well in your career. But then when I moved to Brisbane, I'm going on my morning run, and the first park I run through, they're doing a council-led yoga class. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. The next park I run into, they're doing a council-led Tai Chi class, and then the next park I go to, they're doing a council-led yoga class again. I've seen people do, other sorts of fitness classes. Now, I'm not sure about other cities, but in Brisbane at least, the city council puts on a load of fitness classes in many parks across the city. You can rock up to them, make some friends, get some free exercise ran by a professional or a volunteer. Absolutely brilliant. And health is such an integral part of our life, and I feel like if your environment doesn't encourage you to, stay healthy and get a bit of fitness in your life, you might not do it. And I kind of get it. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. And there's people from all different walks of life. You don't have to be super duper fit and strong to go to these things. You can be a total beginner or an absolute pro. There's something for everyone. Whereas in the UK, to have that sort of experience, you probably have to spend, 30 quid plus a month for a gym membership, and then classes, they're usually like £12 or more per class. It really adds up, and if you're doing that weekly, that's a lot of money. And it's amazing because you can come to Australia and it's like you have a personal trainer and you're surrounded by the gorgeous trees, gorgeous sunny weather, and lots of magpies, hopefully not swooping you. Number 6, there is no service charge in Australia. Now, this isn't always true. I have seen that on, holiday events, there will be surcharges added to your bills, but without fail now, when you go to the UK, almost every restaurant attaches at least a 10% service charge to the bottom of your bill. This is completely optional. You don't have to pay for it. Whereas in Australia, maybe I haven't been to the fanciest restaurants yet. Maybe this is something that happens in some places, but a lot of cafes and a lot of brunch spots and a few restaurants I've been to, they don't charge service charge. And it's absolutely delightful because paying 10% every time you eat out, it really, really adds up, especially if you're, you've got a family. And what I found is that Australian hospitality, it feels a little bit more genuine sometimes. And I think that's because the lifestyle here, in my experience from what I've seen, observing other people, seems a lot more enjoyable than somewhere like the UK. Number 7, free chips for the entirety of your birthday month. This is something that is specific to the restaurant Grilled. They do healthy burgers is their idea, and you can sign up to their Relish Members Club. But then I get this email in July. My birthday is July 30th, and they're like, you get free chips with every burger purchase for the entirety of the month, providing you are signed up to the Relish Members Club. Now, I totally get that I sound like a marketer's dream customer right now, and I completely understand that it encourages you to spend more money at their restaurant. Now, in the UK, there are lots of, shops and restaurants that do freebies on your birthday, arguably some better than some of the things you get in Australia, but I couldn't see any establishment in the UK offering you a free something for the entirety of a month. And it's the kind of generous, feel-good reward that makes you feel actually celebrated instead of, just getting marketed to. Even if you are just getting marketed to. And a little bit of a bonus, you might say. Australia has free kindness. Sam, you're making me cringe. I know it's a bit cringy. But, if you live somewhere like London, you can fall over in the street and break your leg and 50 people will walk over you before one stops to help you. Whereas in Australia, especially if they see you in need, so many people will stop and ask you if you're okay and they'll ask you if you need some help. Even the service, whenever you go into like a shop or a restaurant or a cafe, at least in Brisbane, when people smile, you feel like they're genuinely smiling at you and not just putting it on. Really kind and loving and caring energy in this beautiful country. And obviously not everyone will be like this. There are bad people wherever you go. But 8 times out of 10 in Australia, everyone seems so kind and lovely. And that's the thing to remember. Sometimes the best things in life are free, especially when you've flown halfway across the world to find them. Now, if you enjoyed this one, don't click away yet. Go watch this video here all about the 10 phrases that absolutely baffle me as a Brit. Click that and I'll see you over there. Bye.